Hey everyone, welcome back to the Walk 12 podcast. If you're tuning in on YouTube or any of the podcast directories, make sure to do yourself one teeny tiny little favor and make sure to give us a follow because I don't want you to miss out on any of the amazing guests I got coming on this year. Without further ado, I have a special episode today. It's not too often where I do interviews with more than two people. It's usually one on one. I'm talking to someone that's dope and talking about their business, their life, etc., etc. But this might be I think maybe the second or third time. I forget how many times, but I can count on one hand the amount of times I've interviewed two people at the same time on the podcast. So I'm excited. One of them is returning. Shout out to Dana. With that being said, for those who haven't had the chance to listen to our last episode, Dana, give us a quick little elevator pitch, a quick reminder. Who are you and what do you do?
Oh, wow. John Mendez. First of all, thank you for inviting me and inviting me back and hosting both myself and Gio, who the world will meet in a moment. Shout out to you and what you're building and what you've built, John, is just undeniable. I like to call you the AI genius. Don't unfriend me publicly. Really, right? And are you ever a genius of it? Because it's constantly evolving, and yet, really, thank you for your guidance. Has certainly gotten us further faster. So
I
I got to
appreciate
give you that little shout
it.
out.
Thank you. I've been giving you shout outs too. I don't know if you've seen, but I posted a reel. I was a collaborator on. I gave you a nice little shout out about pressure being a privilege. Quote I seen on your
Mm.
newsletter that really hit me deep. So I I'll be giving you shout outs too. I read the newsletter. I see the little quotes. I'm like, let me add that to my arsenal. I gotta add that to my tour. That's a good one. So, uh, but I'm excited to introduce Gio. So I've known Gio for quite a while because I've been working with you, Dana, for now, and I've known you for a couple, a little over 2 years now. Or about to be 2 years. Yeah, time is flying. About to be 2 years this upcoming November, and I got to see Gio kind of. And Gio's normally kind of behind the scenes, but I'm excited to hear his story. And so, Gio, for anyone who hasn't had the opportunity to get to know you, to get to meet you, tell us your quick elevator pitch. Who are you and what do you do, Gio?
Yeah, so my name's Gio Baral. I'm turning 26 this year. So I'm Dana's executive VA. She once called me her left and right hand, which is like, I'm so proud to be called that by
Yeah.
a person named Dana Cadena. So yeah, so I live in the Philippines. I've been a VA for I don't know almost 5 years now. This is my first time being a VA. Dana's my first boss being a VA, and I'm with her until now, so I'm really grateful. I owe a lot of my adult life to her. Basically, she watched me grow up. She
Yeah.
gave me an opportunity when I was like a 20-year-old kid with no experience in this field. So, yeah, she watched me get married. She watched me buy a house, buy
Wow.
two houses, technically. So, yeah, I'm her executive VA. I also oversee Overachiever Central,
Hmm.
and we recently partnered with Overachiever Central Admin Services. We're gonna talk about that later for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So I'm excited. So really quickly, Gio, I just want to dive into it because we're going to talk about that. I want you guys are coming on because I'm really excited to share with the world what you guys are working on. But really quickly, Gio, I'm curious. What was it like in the Philippines? Like, why? What made you seek like external opportunities, like being a VA overseas, finding people in the states, like instead of finding someplace in the Philippines? Like, what kind of led to that? Were you like hustling in high school and had your own like little side business and stuff? Like,
oh yeah,
what kind of led to it, Gio? Let me know.
kind of interesting actually. So I never went to college basically. So I like in a little bit of a poverty. Came out in a poverty. I'm raised in a poverty. For families poor,
Yeah.
families poor. So I lost my dad when I was 17, just turning 18. So I
Wow.
never had the chance to go to college. And after graduating high school, I went straight to working. And then I was working as a secretary for a principal from our school,
Hmm.
thanks to my late brother. Yeah, got me that gig. And then I heard from someone, it's like a mom of one of my friends there who's also a teacher. Um, she wanted me to apply to a BPO company. It's like a call center
Yeah.
in a city that's like 3 hours away from my hometown. So I applied as an 18-year-old kid with no experience. I applied. This is like a thing for me. I get no experience and I apply, and by a stroke of luck, I always get in. So
Yeah.
I applied, and then I sharpened my communication skills on talking to people in the US. That was a Macy's account. So I
Yeah.
was talking to customers who were ordering in Macy's, tracking their orders, lost orders, something like that. So I worked there for 3 months, and then after that, I applied to a new center with a higher pay. Then I worked there for 2 years. It's for United Healthcare.
Yeah.
I talked to retirees basically. So I talked to you won't believe this, but I once had a call for 2 or 3 hours
Yeah.
with a 69-year-old lady who wants to sync their Fitbit steps to their app.
Wow. Sheesh.
So yeah, those are the kind of calls that I received there. So I sharpened my skills
Talk
there, and
about
then
patience. You
Yeah.
talk
yeah,
about customer service. You talk about being a servant leader. Like, how could I not hire him?
Yeah, so that's exciting. So let me pause real quick. So so you didn't graduate high school. I mean, didn't graduate go to college.
no,
I'm
I did
curious. You graduated
graduate
high
high
school,
school.
yeah, but you didn't go to college. I'm curious because I dropped out of college, and like my grandparents, they come from Dominican Republic. They frowned upon me for not finishing, for not sticking with school. So like, what was it kind of like culturally for you? Like, what were the people saying in your circle, in your family, when you didn't go to college? Was there like backlash? Was there like your family like pushing you down? I know it was a tough time because it's right around the time
Uh,
where your dad passed. So like, were you expected to just take on a role as the man of the house? Like, what was kind of expected of you as you started? You became an adult.
it actually became by default because my older brothers and sisters have their own lives, and
Yeah,
yeah, I also still have a younger sister who's studying engineering. I support her now,
yeah,
so um, here in the Philippines, this is kind of controversial nowadays, but I kind of became a retirement plan for my mom. I hate to say that, but yeah, I'm still happy to do it. But it's like not really frowned upon here in the Philippines. A
wow,
lot of unfortunate youngsters do that.
yeah,
Out of
okay,
high school, go straight to work.
yeah. Nowhere, and then
You'll be shocked how
did
long
you
they
did you
take.
learn English in school, or did you start learning English when you started applying to these call centers? When did that come about? Because your English is great.
Yeah, since elementary school, English is my favorite subject.
Wow.
I
Okay.
correct teachers' grammars,
Wow.
believe it or not.
Hey, that
I correct teachers' grammars. Yeah.
that's dope. Okay. So fast forward. So then you started working at the call center for 2 years, and then so when did you and Dana meet?
Yeah, so that was the next part of my story. So I got laid off because of the pandemic,
Mm.
and then I was jobless for like a month. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So she and I met through an agency that I'm not gonna name. So I had a lot of interviews for clients. So I think she's my like ninth. I called it a lucky ninth interview. So I was like being demotivated because I keep taking these interviews and oh my god, I'm not getting anything. I've been jobless for like 3 weeks. I haven't been jobless since I was 18.
Yeah.
So
And you were
and then
21 at the
Dana
time, or
came.
20?
I was 20, turning
Yeah.
21. This is September of 2020. Yeah, September 2020. So then an interview came. So person's name's Dana Cadena, along with another girl, another lady, Sally. So I talked to myself, I'm gonna give it my all. I prayed, and then the interview came. Me and another girl, I forgot her name, was a candidate, and Dana interviewed me. Highlight of that interview's going well, so got a little cocky. So Dana asked me, "Is there anything you want to ask me?" And then I asked Dana, I asked Dana, so knowing that this interview is going well and you're really happy, is there any way that you're not gonna hire me? Or yeah, I think that was
Yeah, there you
it.
go. Part-time closer.
Asked for the clothes. I was like,
Dana was speechless.
oh. And here's my takeaway in that, Gio, was if he is going to stand up for himself,
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure that working together, he would stand up for me,
Yeah, 100%.
right? Like,
And so,
yeah,
Dana, I'm curious on your part because, like, especially I think a lot it's very easy to get categorized as like a small business owner, right? And a lot of people tend, especially local business owners, tend to categorize themselves as a small business owner, and then unfortunately tend to trap themselves in very small-minded thinking, right? They have to be the one to do all the things, and no one can get it done as well as they can. If you want to do it right, do it yourself and stuff like that. And letting go of control is the only way that you'll be able to scale to the levels that you want to, assuming that you want to scale to, something big, right? Nothing big gets done alone. And so I'm curious on your end, what were you looking for, like in that person? Because I'm sure you're looking for leverage, obviously, but like, you could have paid for a software, you could have paid for a tool, but like hiring, there's no leverage like great people, right? Having a great person
yeah.
on your team is the biggest ROI you could possibly make as a business owner, because it's gonna just free up so much and just not just time but just bandwidth too, because then you're not gonna have to worry about things. So like, what were you looking for? And for anyone listening, what should they potentially be looking for so they can find a Geo, right, and for their
Yeah.
business?
I was firstly looking for some of my time back.
Mm-hmm.
And so the question was, how do I stop doing the things that really are costing me time and inadvertently costing me money? For example, if there is a, let's just say, a $20 an hour thing that I constantly am touching. However, I don't prefer for that to be my rate hourly.
Yeah.
Someone, it's who, like an owl, right? Who. Someone else has to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And so respectfully, there, if you don't have a cleaning crew, then you are the cleaning crew. And with respect, like there's nothing wrong with being a cleaning crew. It's like, just know your strength, monetize your strength to
Mm-hmm.
the level that you're bringing it. My thing was I could not be up until midnight or 1 a.m. anymore
Yeah.
doing those things that did not give me interest or energy.
Yeah.
And so I was craving, I'm like, I know this code can be cracked. I know there's someone out there named Jio Baral. No, I'm just kidding. I know that there's someone, though, out there
Yeah.
who has the interest in energy. Like for every CEO, there's a right and a left hand. Like for every entrepreneur, there is somebody. And you're right, John. I love how you say, no one can do it better than me. That is
Yes.
nonsense.
Yeah.
So, and I used to, believe me, I'm native New Yorker, born and raised Afro Latina in New York City. You're not telling me anything, right?
Yeah.
However, if you don't have a yin to your yang, you will fall. You will lose. You will make justifications as to why I don't need somebody. People need to heal from that.
Yeah.
Everybody needs somebody, multiple people. So the original vision when I hired Geo was, Geo, one day you're going to have multiple people who you are on an operations administrative level leading, because Geo is going to be inundated such to the fact that he needs his own
Yeah.
assistant crew and leverage. And then the opportunity came to be, he earned it for 4.5 years. Like he consecutively earned the right to then, let's collaborate and really systemize this and scale it. And I'll let you explain, Gio. It was like the gift of tariffs. I hate to say that out loud,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
true. You're right. Overachiever. So just to back it up a little bit, I founded Overachiever Central, a coaching and training company on my birthday, actually in June of the year 2013.
Okay.
And like everything else during post-COVID, it took shape 2020 onward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are. So enter Geo, like he said, Labor Day of 2020. And listen, everyone was on a shoestring budget. I don't care if you are high net worth or not, or somewhere in the messy middle. No one was super, confident during this global pandemic. At that point, I want to say we were about 6 months in
Mm-hmm.
to this global pandemic where every business owner, employee was grappling with the same awful, right, plague essentially at the same time on the same day in the same season. Everyone's just trying to figure out which end is up, right? So no one was like, right, let me like mass hire right now. So
Yeah.
it was a risk, a calculated one on my part. However, it was technically a risk of, I wasn't exactly Jeff Bezos, right?
Yeah.
And I do feel like Jeff Bezos in the background in the Texas garage with the black
Yeah.
spray paint. Like, this is what this is now,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
When, one day, right? Like, so this is it. So I was like, all right, and we had this thing from the beginning, high 10, because it's a high 5, but then like this, it's
Yeah,
a
she
high
keeps
10.
doing
Two.
this.
Like,
Double.
like,
That's a
okay.
10.
High
Yeah,
10.
digitally. By the way, we've never met in person. I feel so remiss, by the way, Gio. I'm like this. I'm like trying to get him and his lovely wife,
Yeah.
Love. I'm trying to get them out here like this soon. So the reality is, I was like, listen, how do you make things sticky like glue? I have this hire. He's incredible. He's earned it for over 4 years. Like, how do we make it, right, a retention thing, but also like, how do we grow and scale? Because I can't be the only one who's profitable. He has to elevate and make more too. And insert Overachiever Admin Services. How does that work, Gio? I'm still caffeinating.
Yeah, so I got so story started when I think it was late last year.
Yeah.
Dana kept giving me some clients for some side gigs. So I was thinking, Dana has a lot of people in her network
Yeah.
who needs VAs. So, and then this friend of mine, due to tariffs, um, he has like this small agency, mini agency, I would call it. He has like 20 people under him who all lost their jobs because of the tariffs, because their main clients is like an automotive company in Canada who does business in the US. So tariffs, new tariffs hit, don't really understand that a lot. New tariffs hit, and then they went out of business, and then 20 people lost their job. Boom, like, just like that. So now I have this group of 20 people from my friend who doesn't have a job. So I got to thinking maybe we can like look for clients for them, make it
Mm.
profitable. It's a win-win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and their track record is undeniable, and Gio knows
Yeah.
exactly what he's doing, and I have the people. So it's like the supply and the demand,
Match.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And so
yeah,
then, Gio, so how did you then bring this idea up to Dana? Because sometimes it could be
We
like,
were
it could be a little nerve wracking to present an idea, especially like this has a lot of opportunity to it. Like there's a lot of people again in this network, especially just in this tri-state, and I'm sure Dana, people all over the country, but just in this tri-state, there's a lot of people that we see at all these local events and stuff like that that need leverage, that need help. Let alone all the people in lifestyle, let alone all the people that you met through other, at your times at other brokerages and all that stuff. So it's like it
yeah.
could service a big market. So like, Gio, what was that like bringing it up to Dana?
actually not really nerve-wracking. It's Dana and I are like,
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, you hear Dana say this,
I'm
but I was
approachable,
talking
Scott,
to,
you are very
I was
approachable,
right?
talking
but
to,
that's a big idea. Sometimes you never know. That's a big idea. Sometimes nerves
yeah.
come
So
up.
basically, I was talking to cousin Dana after dark. So
Yeah,
yeah, we do this phone calls every time she's driving for a long time, and we're
yeah.
like pitching ideas. So
Yeah, I have a
yeah,
bad
I
habit of
just
calling Dana too and making her miss calls because I call her and talk for too long.
I love it. I love it. I'm like, let's go,
But
let's
yeah,
go.
okay,
He's always
cool. So let's talk about it. So, um, this new admin services. What was the idea? Like, what was it like putting the offer together? Right. So you saw the gap in the market. A lot of people need administrative services. Right. There are a lot of people on your NGO that lost jobs. So there's definitely a gap. So what was the brainstorming plan? Like, were your steps to like, all right, how do we like make this a tangible offer? And walk us through
yeah,
that because a lot of times people know that there's a market there's for something, but they just don't know how to craft something to bring it to market, right? They see a problem, they want to help, they want to solve it, but they don't know how to sell it, right? How to put it together. So like,
Actually,
what was that process like of putting together this service?
actually, I
Yeah.
was already thinking about that for like a year. That idea is like hanging in my brain. So, because I do have a few friends who are VAs who I trust, and then I know I can trust them. They have different skill sets, and then this happened too. That other friend of mine who has an agency, that particular stuff happened, and then so Dana kept like giving me clients for gigs. So that got me thinking. It's like getting a lot of my time because those are not like part-time gigs or like um, project-based gigs. So I was working 9 to 9 or even 9 to 10. So I was dangling three clients at a time at once. I only
Champagne
have Dana
challenge,
now.
Sheesh,
right?
Dana.
Challenge of I have so many
So
opportunities.
then, yeah, so I had to pass that other client. He's Dana's friend, good friend Ned. I'm thankful for him too. So I passed him to another friend, and then the other gig ended. So I got focused to this particular idea. So got me thinking, project based, 2 words, project based. So it's like I'm learning more, I'm getting more projects, I'm getting more upskilled, and then I'm talking to more people basically. So I talked to it to my wife. Everything my idea I talked to it to my wife before bed. So I think that's a good idea to pitch to Dana, and she said, "Yeah, absolutely." So I
Yeah.
pitched it to Dana.
Yeah.
She loved it.
And we immediately went to, because I'm constantly coaching and training
Yeah.
self-employed professionals, pick an industry, salon, real estate,
Yeah.
mortgages, insurance now. Like,
Mm,
so there's so many different, if it's sales, it's sales. Nothing happens unless bought and sold. This pen,
yeah.
this ring, like all the things, like everything is the computer, everything we use, bought and sold. So I'm constantly hearing what their pain points are. I need a website. I can't afford one, Dane. I need a landing page. I need to create a ton of QR code. I need this. I need all of the things. So we started to make a menu,
Yeah.
right? Is like how it
Mhm.
shape. We started with, all right, so we have all this feedback, we have all this intel and data, we have the database. I mean, there's over 14,000 people in one section of our database that we are engaging. And so what we did was we created a menu. What does the menu of services look like? And listen, this is what it's not. It's
Yeah.
not not Fiverr.
Yep.
Sorry, not Fiverr. And the lack of value, price is the only topic. Let that sink in. And we did this menu, and it was like whether you needed a full blown website done, whether you even just needed a polished branded deck, if you needed to create a logo, all of the things and all the things in the messy middle, your CRM, right? All of the things that are the Achilles heel of a lot of high earning and rookies of the year and everyone in the messy middle. We just did that comprehensive menu, and is it taking shape? It is attracting people, and it
Mm,
is really gaining momentum for sure, because everybody needs something done. And let's be honest, ChatGPT, awesome, not the answer to everything. And a lot of people, as you know, misinform it. So it's
yeah.
only as
Yeah.
good as you put in it, right? And so yeah, so nothing will replace, not to take your AI won't replace me, someone leveraging AI will. I go to your classes. Okay. This is
Yeah.
called, yeah. So, but that's the thing, it is really more bespoke.
Yeah.
Overachieve admin services is more couture because you get a live,
Ooh. Look at the vocabulary.
this is called caffeinated. We're not showing, unless we get a deal, we're not showing the name
Yeah.
who made get that. So so that's what we did, and it's sticking and it's gaining momentum, and we're literally like spray painted Amazon in the black spray paint in the garage today.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
we just recreated the whole last website. Just
Yeah.
recently, we just finished it. Yeah, today is the finish of the project, and they're very happy. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's so dope because I agree with you 100%. Like a lot of people, they it's crazy. I learned one of the first lessons I learned in business is like sell something and tell everybody what you sell, right? And most time the latter is more important than the first, right? And so a lot of people when it comes to money starts getting tighter, when business is getting harder, even just like generally speaking, even if they're doing well in business, they just neglect their marketing. And it's like you could be the world's best kept secret, and you will continue to be the world's best kept secret, right? And
Yeah.
in our industry specifically, where like we have a service based business, right? People aren't coming to us based of how good at what we are most of the time. It's usually they're coming to us for us. Like for example, even with me, like you look up how to use AI or ChatGPT on YouTube, I am not the first name that pops up. Right? I'm not probably the
no, yeah,
first 10 or 15 or 20 people that pop up. Right? People are coming to me for me, and I'm not naive to think otherwise. Right? And so for me, like the all I'm trying to do is just that's why I have my newsletter. That's why I'm blasting content. It's just like not all of it is to convert. Most of it really is just to stay top of mind with the people that already know me. And then occasionally I'll do an offer that gets people to get into my newsletter. For example, my most recent challenge, right? I got 170 new subscribers, new contacts added to my list. 170 people who
Awesome.
never knew me prior to come to my list. And so it's like, things like that. Now I got to make sure they never ever forget about me, right? They got to make
Right.
sure they I'll follow up with them until the day, whether it's on social media, whether it's through my newsletter. Now I'm starting to add a little SMS. SMS has helped me out. I'll talk to you separately on that, but like that's starting to help me. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that's dope. So now you got this menu of services that you guys put together, and it was just a compilation of a lot of the big pain points that people who are already coming to you talking about. You kind of put a menu of services to offer, and now you're starting to get traction.
Mhm.
How are you getting this out to more and more people? Is it just kind of like a word of mouth thing, or is like are you putting actual like marketing into it, like to like really push this out? Like, what's the game plan now to get this? Because you already have proof of concept, right? But get this out and really start get a steam rolling.
Yeah. So our vision is to be omnipresent. Just like you said, we're in the SMS, we're living in your cell phone, we're on the Instagram, the Facebook. I added those back, right? Like from LinkedIn. Don't ignore LinkedIn.
Yeah,
People like forget about some LinkedIn, the talk, like all the things. We want the goal is to be omnipresent. The goal also and plan and intention as the owner founder, I am putting myself in rooms where hopefully I am knowing the least.
yeah,
Okay. And so that looks like, published authors and other entrepreneurs who have nailed, where the vision is to go. I mean, this is a 9, 10 figure company one day.
yeah,
So if we're here and we want to go there, I'm very intentional, John, about surrounding myself with people who have done what we will attain
yeah,
and copying and pasting from the very best.
yeah,
Like, and I bring a value too. I have a fresh set of eyes, right? I thank God I've been very fortunate and blessed to be around some incredible people.
yeah,
And, I think that we tend to discount the social currency that we already have access to. I mean, I've built businesses in the early
yeah,
2000s, for Instagram. Like seriously, you know what I mean? I always say I have good eye cream, but I'm like old woman winter. I am the mentor coach figure to a lot of high earners
mm,
in different industries. So all that to say, we have the pond. We just like to your great point is we're not a secret. We can't be a secret, and I think it's just getting that exposure and just a few key pivots. It's nothing ever really that drastic, I think, to really attract your tribe. And we're not for everybody. If you enjoy Fiverr and you love it, like go great, awesome, high five, do it. If you are craving something that is more customized and specific, welcome home.
yeah,
That this is what we do. So I think if you speak to, like, you're great about that, John. You always say if you speak to everybody, you speak to nobody.
yeah.
There's that element too. Like
hmm
Bentleys aren't for everybody either.
Mm-hmm.
right?
100%.
G7s are not for everybody either. It's okay. Like it is okay.
Yeah.
And so that's my TED talk on very
Yeah. No.
intentional about, and frankly, overpaying. Like I know I am in a season where I am almost overpaying or overinvesting to be in some of these very small 96 person rooms.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to test drive that bus before I name it.
Yeah, no worries.
Uh,
Me and Dana on the same page. Yeah, now, no, she's referring to is a very big guy, and like the room average entrepreneur, the size of their business is doing 1 million to 3 plus. I think it's closer to 3 in revenue in that
yeah,
room. So you do the math, 97 times 3 is borderline 280
500,000.
million right there. 290
Yeah.
million almost in revenue,
Oh my god.
not including the people who are hosting the event. So, add
right.
another 300 right there. So, $500 million
Yeah.
room. But yeah, no, I want to touch on really quickly too. But you mentioned Bentley's are for everyone. I think people forget too when it comes to marketing that marketing is just as much, if not more, about repelling away the people that you don't want to work with than it is attracting people who actually do. Because you go to enough rooms, you're gonna find people, even on accident, even if you don't want to, that probably want to work with you, right? And if
Yeah.
you go to enough
Yeah.
room, you put yourself out there enough, it'll come. It might not be at the speed that you want. That's where the quality of your conversation, the quality of your marketing comes into play. But like, there's so many people that just I don't like want to work with. I had this one lady. Oh my goodness, she wanted to hire me for a speaking engagement, do a quick little 1 hour workshop at her office, and like I told her my fee or whatever, and then after I said my fee plus travel, right? She was like, "You charge for travel?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "All right." Like, yo, have you ever? My first thought is like, one, have you ever hired a speaker before? Like, have you ever like that is like common courtesy. Like, if someone at the least cover their travel, right? Fee aside, whatever. Okay, cool. Maybe you pay, maybe you don't, maybe you negotiate that. But at the least, like, I thought it was like an unspoken rule that you just kind of have to cover the person's travel as a convenience. Like, they're coming to your place to teach.
Anybody heard of T&E? Like
Yeah,
travel and expense?
yeah. And so it's like that threw me off. And then we had another follow up conversation, and it's like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do us a favor, make both of our lives easier. Let's just cancel the event, right? And
Good.
haven't heard from her
Yeah.
since. And like,
Perfect. This is a chapter in my next book. I kid you not. Fire a potential client before you actually give them permission to hire you.
yeah,
Listen closely. It's called Unisom. You know the vitamin they used to take in the 1900s to sleep at night? It's called Unisom.
okay,
Anyway, yeah, it was a real thing, y'all. Let old woman Winter tell you. It's Unisom. It's protecting your mental currency.
yep,
You have to protect your mental currency because at the end of it, you're not for everybody and everybody isn't for you. And be very careful who you allow to have access to you.
no,
Because
1000%.
that is like will suck and drain your energy to no degree. For what? You could have been pouring yourself into someone who's happy to cut the rightful fee with travel and expense because
Yeah,
that's how the world works in 2025 and beyond.
yeah, no,
Right?
100%. And so like, since then, I'll talk to you after we finish recording. But like, the new strategy that I have for booking speaking gigs has been going
Mm-hmm.
really smoothly for me. And like now I'm starting to get paid for speaking gigs, and like the people who are paying me, it's like, oh, yeah, like no question. I'm just like, thank God. Like it took me a while.
People, you can't negotiate with certain car brands that I'll also leave nameless for now. Like there's
I
certain
think you. I don't know if I don't want to misquote you, but I feel like one of my favorite. I guess you could maybe call it controversial things that you said is like you can't negotiate with terrorists.
oh,
Yeah,
or Tesla.
yeah, you can't
You don't
negotiate.
negotiate off.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite one-liners. You can't negotiate with them, and so don't, right? And so, all right, cool. So I want to take a quick little pivot. I want to talk to you, especially while Gio's still here. Like, because Geo helps you. You're still an active production. You're active coach. Now you're having this like bespoke menu of services, like personalized, administrative, creative work that you're offering, leveraging out. So that's it could be in its own three very separate businesses. On top of that, you're still like a team leader for lifestyle and doing like recruiting and stuff like that, and growing that company in the Jersey area. Um, how do you guys do it? Right? That's like four potentially different separate businesses. They all kind of coincide a little bit, but like they could each be their own business if you wanted it to be. How are you guys doing it all? I want to hear from your end, Dana, and then also from your end, Geo. Um,
Sure.
how does it all work? How do you guys keep the ship well run, or at least as well run as possible? Because a lot of things you guys have going on simultaneously.
Yeah. I only do it if I honestly like it.
Hmm.
I don't know if I've said that publicly. It's true. If I didn't enjoy
Yeah.
the craft of the work, I could do something else. I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? So that's one. And two is I like it because I enjoy the people.
Yeah.
Thank God we're in a people business. Like opposites attract opposite. My husband, totally different behavior. Technology, right? Works 7:30 to 3:30 on a machine. He has, I think, 4 screens. It's wild. I don't even
Yeah.
understand it. I'm like overwhelmed with two, or empowered with two. I would like three, but however, so
I
every
have
there's a
three,
different,
Dana.
right? Like, oh my,
I have three.
God bless you. You have three. I have two, but I'm like, I don't even want three. I don't even want to know what that is. But that's the thing I think is I don't have favorite places. I honestly have favorite people, and when I'm with those people, it becomes my favorite place. So I think I'm also highly time blocked. So I'm enjoying what I do. I am highly, highly time blocked, and sometimes it gets messy. You experienced that with me last week, cousin John. Like, sometimes it gets messy, right? It does. So sometimes
Yeah.
like a world, and it gets messy, and you erase and replace. If it's important, like show me your checking account financial register and I'll tell you what's important to you.
Yeah.
Show me your calendar and it informs what's important. So I am highly time blocked and it's the people. Thank God we're mastering leverage
Yeah.
because if when there's a project to be done, that project based, I mean, so we have a roster of multiple administrators, admin, operations, all the people because I'm an idea person. So I
Yeah.
need to surround myself with executors. To thine own self be true. Know who you are. Are you the hunter or the skinner? It's a very different behavior. Like I'm hunting and I have the vision, the ideas. You just met the executor, Geo, right here.
Hmm.
Think Execution Central. That's the next company. Execution. That sounds so crazy.
Yeah. That.
Execution, but that's what it is I think it's being time blocked because if you don't tell your time where to go, it's just like money,
Yeah.
it'll go anywhere. So if you don't tell your money where to go, it'll go anywhere.
Hmm.
But the only thing is you can't make more time, so I'm very careful of the time because not to get too heavy, but if you've ever held the hand of someone who life is literally slipping away, they're not wishing for like a better car
Yeah.
or a better house or a better, they want more time.
Yeah.
Like they just want more time, like as they're slipping. So like, not to get heavy, but that's the thing is protecting the time.
Yeah.
So
1000%.
ironically enough, it's blocking that time because I'm owner founder of Overachiever Central. By the way, I have a life too. Like I
Yeah.
actually, the people I live with, my husband and we have two young kids, young-ish,
Yeah.
13 and 6. Are they young? I can't tell.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm at the dinner table with them at 6:45 every night, whether we're at a restaurant or at home, right? But like 6:45 is our jam. Like you're not getting me on this here. You're not
Yeah.
getting me at 6:45. We're fast eaters. Like 7:30, So that's the thing is protecting that time because I don't want my kids to remember me like this, like with the phone.
Yeah. But
Putting guardrails. Like if you call my phone right now, it's going to say, if you're calling after a certain time, I'll be certain to connect with you the following business morning.
yeah.
This is the 11th year in a row that I haven't worked weekends. However, 11 years ago, the previous 11 years I did.
Yeah.
Right. So like I've kind of done that time. Now it's just a different
You paid your
time.
dues.
Well, I always had that John Maxwell quote in my wallet, in my cars, in my offices that said, play now, pay later, or pay now and play later. Like either way, you're going to pay.
Yeah.
So when do you want to hang out? Right? Because either way, you're going to have to pay that piper. No one's coming to save you.
Yeah. 1000%.
Mm.
1000%. Now, Gio, on your end, how do you manage it all? You're the executor, you're the rocket fuel. How do you manage everything?
Time management. Just time management, and I think it's a blessing because we also still don't have kids, so one of the things.
So you
We
you
still
can you
have our
can
time.
work, you can grind.
Yeah. And yeah, I also am an avid gamer, so I also just always want to do things fast but efficient. And yeah, I just want to do things first and then play later and have our leisure time later. I don't want our leisure time to be, I don't want to sacrifice that. So I always um, work hard to meet my deadlines. And yeah, I learned that from Dana to not always work.
Yeah. No, it's hard. It's easy to get lost in it, you know. It's very easy.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty. So as we wrap up, right? Where can we find the both of you? Where can we find Overachiever Central? If we want to learn more about it, if we wanted to, for anyone listening, want to connect with you guys and take you up on some of these bespoke offerings that you guys offer. I've been watching a lot of Rolls Royce videos on YouTube, so like the word bespoke, just that's in my vocabulary now. So I'm planning to add more fancy words to my vocabulary as I watch more Rolls Royce videos. But right now, bespoke, I mastered that word. I can roll it off the tongue nice and easy. But you said something else, couture. I was like, wow. There's still so much room for growth. I gotta I gotta up my game. So where can we find the both of you?
Fashion, right? Like couture. It's the specificity is just stunning,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. So really easy on Instagram at Overachiever Central or on Instagram at Dana B Cadena. Online, the URL is
Overachievercentral.com.
overachievercentral.com.
Mhm.
And oh my gosh, like I feel
Join
like I'm
Dana's Monday
very
Mojo.
yeah, I'm super coachable. I have my Monday mojo. I love my Monday mojo. You know, some people just task it out and you're going to get the similar message from that. I really do, right, Gio? Like
Hmm.
I put a lot of thought and brain power and love and heart and brain into it. So I
Yeah.
hope that translates and shows. I trust it does. Hope is not a strategy, right?
Yeah. No, and for anyone who's listening, that's again the Monday Mojo is dope. I kind of pushed Dana. I want to say take any credit, but I definitely put in her
You
ear a
did. You
little bit
pushed.
to really
Yeah.
get that going. I love newsletters really because like thought. I mean, writing is like the highest form of thought. And so for anyone listening, like that's probably a lot of people journal, a lot of people stuff. I don't really like journaling, but I have a newsletter, and like that's kind of almost my. And this is like the podcast. I'm starting to do more. I got some more solo episodes planned, so I'll tell you after we're done recording what I got cooking up. But like this is my way of like journaling, right? Podcasting, writing a newsletter, and it really just helps to get your thoughts together and like communication, like people, life and death is given by the tongue, right? You have a lot of power with your tongue, and knowing how to speak well or speaking horribly can really like propel or hinder your growth. And so newsletters personally have helped me, like me writing my own, helped me to become a lot more articulate, specifically with like AI and stuff. And then reading your Monday Mojo, I always get the quotes. Just add them to my tool belt. I feel like in order to be a great speaker, you gotta have the arsenal ready for any occasion, no matter what the topic is. Like I want to be a great conversation. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. It could be ice cream. It could be concerts. It could be you name it. I got a quote for something. Always in the tool belt. So with that being said, I appreciate the both of you for hopping on as always. Great talking to the both of you. Love talking to both of you. And also, I haven't asked Gio my famous 5 questions. And so I think Dana asked you last time, so we'll skip you today. But Gio, Now it's time to ask the famous five questions. Question number one is, um, what is the most impactful lesson you've learned in life?
Um, we don't always have time. It's like one of the mistakes people think you don't always have time. Learn that the hard way.
Hmm. What is the most admirable trait a person could have?
mm, Being understanding
Hmm.
and respectful. Well, scratch that. Being respectful.
If you had to change someone's life but only had one book to recommend, which would it be?
I don't really read that much. I'm gonna say the Bible.
Hey, that's never a wrong answer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then final question, actually fourth question, sorry. What is the legacy that you're working on leaving behind?
Hmm. I think to not pass the trauma, generational trauma that I experienced as a kid growing up. So if I ever have kids, give them the best life possible, and yeah, don't pass the generational trauma that
Yeah.
both me and my wife had.
And for anyone that wants to embark on their walk to wealth, whether they're here in the States, whether they're overseas, what is the first step that you recommend they take?
I'm sorry.
For anyone that wants to embark on their walk to wealth, or anyone that wants to start their journey to wealth, whether they're here in the States or overseas, anywhere in the world, what is the first step that you recommend they take?
If they ever have an opportunity, just grab it because you don't know how many opportunities are left for you. Just grab it.
Amen. Alrighty, that's
That's
all
it.
for the
Yeah.
podcast. Thank you both for hopping on, and I'll see you all in the next episode.
So much fun. Great